So we're out here at Eagles Nest Disc Golf Course. My phone died on the way here, so I had to write down the instructions so I could figure out how to get back home. Anyways, B-tier tournament this weekend, 2 rounds at this course. I think they might be switching some stuff up, but I'm not sure. I don't think there's that many pins they can even move to begin with, but just a fun little casual round with the bag. I've been doing a lot of mystery box stuff here recently, so I'm glad to be throwing stuff in my bag again. I'm excited about this tournament this weekend because it's gonna be a lot of A2 shots, Envy shots, and my PD, which are like my 3 favorite discs to be throwing right now. Hole 1, 206 feet. We are going to be playing around a big body of water, but it only really comes into play on like 3 holes, I think. So just a stock hyzer with the A2 out wide. Got to stick the island. Oh boy. It might be. There's no shot. It's 284, right? It's 284. I got very lucky. Well, with that being said, I might go pyro. That was a little close for my liking. That is a lot better. There's our 2 off the top. See, we're learning today. The A2 ended up working out, thankfully. Man, if I threw that in the water, you're about to see a very upset Nate. Pyro is definitely more of the play, so, which is perfect. I want to throw this thing as much as I can. Absolutely loving the pyro. You guys keep telling me to get some to put on the store. I wish it was that easy. It's like a 2-month turnaround for anything MVP related. And as you guys know, I'm going to be in Europe in 2 months, so I can't really put that order in right now. I also still have some discs that I need to sell on my site, and I think I'm going to do a mystery box. And I can't decide between 3 or 5. I'm thinking 5 though. I want your guys' opinion. I can do both. But I was thinking a 5-disc mystery box, putter, mid-range, fairway, driver from the site, and then 5 being the... I'll sprinkle it in with some of the stuff that you guys have given me or just some of the stuff that I have, because I'm also moving out. We're moving into a van, so I need to cut down on the discs that I have. But give me your guys' feedback on that. Here we are on the hole 2. Basket's hiding in the shadows. There's a gap that I am trying to hit with the A2. Gonna be throwing this low to get underneath the trees and on some hyzer to kind of skip up that hill. Ah, that's what I don't want. I kept it low underneath the branches, but I smacked the tree. Well, isn't that just unfortunate? However, shout out to the TD who put a line. Now we don't have to play the game of, is it really surrounded by water or not? That screws me over because mine was not surrounded by water. But mad respect to the TD for putting out these lines. It makes it so much easier on the players. This might be the easiest drop zone I've ever seen. 9, 10, 11, 12 steps. Uphill, right to left wind, so it is gonna be a little hard. I'm probably gonna miss it for saying it's easy. But this is the easiest drop zone I think I've ever seen. Oh. I almost went out of bounds again. This drop zone's crazy. And that circle too was absolutely hideous. So in the past, I've gotten off the tee very well here. I've been horrible at putting every single time. I've also had some pretty disgusting spit outs on these baskets. I know for a fact last year I had 2 spit outs because on round 1, the last hole, I spit out on a 15-footer, and then round 2, first hole, spit out. But I remember getting so frustrated last season because I was hitting the gaps and I was giving myself so many C1 putts, couldn't make any of them. As long as the putter's on and I can keep throwing shots how I was throwing last season, this should be pretty good. Okay, well, forgot to tell you guys about this hole. 291 feet straight down a gap, but the basket's off to the right a little bit, and it kind of tricks you because it makes you think that you need to have something turn once you get down the hallway, but as long as you just hit the gap straight, you're gonna be in the circle. So it's gonna be between my Envy and Proxy. This one is the Proxy. Pulling that a little right, left. Give me not knowing my directions. PA3 just to prove myself that I can hit the gap. Huh, bro, why did I wear a sweater? It is 80 degrees right now. Pulled that shot left every single time. We got a deep C2 right here, 60 feet probably, and I'm getting aggressive on every single shot because I'm tired of playing safe on C2s and barely having any C1 putts, so if I miss, I want a comebacker today. Oh, that was actually really close. So there's the tee straight down the gap, and if you just keep going straight, you're right here in the circle. So any new people playing this tournament, don't feel like you gotta play a turnover, just go straight. And if any of you guys get a bonus birdie from that, that goes to my score. This hole's a doozy. And this is also a new tee pad. I like it. 206 feet. It's kind of like hole 5 at Pleasant View, except flip-flop. So the basket's way over there, except you got a Mando tree to deal with. So it is almost impossible to go forehand and then way over there. My shoe's untied. For me, I'm playing this hole for a par because I feel like a great shot's gonna give you a 40-footer and there's hills involved on the putting green, so I'm not messing with that. So I'm gonna use this round to kind of figure out forehand or backhand because in reality, I just wanna be up there left of the Mando since I'm playing for par, but here is the forehand. I feel like that was a great shot. And you'll see where I'm at. Backhand though, just a hyzer right at that Mando with the A2. All right, forehand. Let the record show, disregard everything that I said. This hole's a little easier than I thought. I mean, that was an okay forehand for me, and I have still a C2. But if you really play a skip shot, you can probably get in the circle. You can definitely get in the circle. I don't know if the camera really does it justice, but you are throwing uphill, and there is a low sailing, so it is hard to really get off to the right. But my FD3 stayed pretty straight, and I've got like a downhill 40-footer. Into a headwind with steep hill behind it. I'm telling you right now, there are a lot of hills involved in this course. I definitely thought I was smacking the 4 up top, but it stayed in. Hole 5, 186 feet. I think you can tell how sloped it is, but trust me, it's a lot worse in person. You see the basket's off to the left. You need a lot of touch on these next few holes. Getting something to land soft. You don't want a lot of hyzer, or else it's gonna take off rolling and it will not stop. So I'm gonna go envy, slight little bit of hyzer, and just play something soft. Try to get it to land up more top of the basket in case it does roll. Just like that. You see it roll? It was rolling. It is a baby hole. I mean, it's 186 feet. There is a gap, but the gap isn't that scary. It's the putt, it's the approach. Because on a steep enough hill like this, I mean, if you don't make your putt, it might roll. Well, it'll definitely roll. We just putting high today. See what would happen if I hit the cage. Dang, you boy can't hit the cage. Hold up. You get what I mean, though. The hole that we just played was basically the little brother. This one's the big brother, 173 feet, even more uphill, much tighter gap. More of a severe sloped green. My idea kind of fails on this because you can't really put it up far enough to the left. You kind of have to go right at it and just kind of take your chances with the hill. That was a god-awful shot. And leaves me a sketchy C2. This thing is so elevated. I don't know if you can tell, but my head is basically at the lock on the basket. Probably 40 feet. Elevation makes it about 75. It's one of those putts where you either make it or airball. Oh, bro, I almost hit this tree right here in front of me. Uno mas. I hate that I haven't rolled away yet because I know it's coming. And the next time I'm playing this hole is on the tournament, so wish me luck. Here. Hole 7, 262 feet, basically just a straight shot. The worst of the elevation is done. There are still like sloped greens and things like that, but not near as bad as the holes that we just played. Back with the Envy, 272, highs are right at the basket. Right to left wind on this hole, flat release, low at the basket. Ah, that was not low. And that's why I needed to be low. It worked out though. I'm gonna try the proxy again. This guy's getting a little flippy though, so I need to put this one on hyzer. Let's try and keep it low. Do it for the one time. That was a good ace run. There is water long and it slips off to the right once you go past the basket. So you don't want to go long. I got pretty lucky with this one. Shout out to that tree. As you can tell, it is pretty sloped once you go past it, but I should not bring that into play if I throw it low enough because I'm trying to just kind of hit this hillside and scoot up. The tree's out of play, take the OB long out of play. I really hope I can find that proxy. We're good. Hole 8, 263 feet, slightly downhill. You definitely have a gap that you need to hit. This whole front 9 is basically the same. Everything's under 300 feet, very short, very technical. The back 9 is where it opens up. It gets a little bit farther. You still got to miss a couple trees, but it's a lot more open. What do you know? We're going Envy again. Again, keeping it low. I'd rather go left than right because it is a pretty steep drop off. Just sit nice. I went long. Got worried for a second. I could not find it. It was underneath the leaves. I think I probably threw it like it was 270, but it is very downhill. When I used to play the course, I would go Mako 3 on this. Could you believe that? Times have changed, ladies and gents. We're going for it. Sit. All right, noted. Throw it more like 230, 240. So now we are on, oh my gosh. We're on to the signature hole. 450 feet, straight downhill. Probably plays like 200 feet. I mean, we are so high up in the air. There's a few different shots that you can throw on this hole, and I need to figure that out. Typically, I go just big hyzer across the dam, try to spike it on top. So that's usually my play. So we'll go with that first and just kind of take that as score. Prototype DD3, huge, fat hyzer. I mean, that is in the air for so long. I think I might have crushed it. I'm not even sure. Oh, I'm incredibly short. Dude, that hang time was like 10 seconds. I was running out of stuff to say. Now that I think about it, we got a decent headwind. The second shot that I was thinking, DD3, I mean, literally right at it. Just hit this thing on some hyzer, try to blow up the basket. Except, you gotta actually throw downhill. Look how long that thing is in the air. Okay. I do want to be safe, worst case scenario. I've got another red DD3. I'm going to actually try to throw this one low. Okay, that's a lot better. I kind of like that. So as we make this journey downhill, I think if I can get through bogey free on the front 9, we'll be sitting pretty. I feel like 1's a good birdie, 2's a good birdie, even though I bogeyed. And then if I can snag 1 or 2 of those wooded holes that we just played, I think 4 down's a pretty good score. I think just at the end of this video, I'll do the tournament recap. So stay tuned. My first shot is actually inbounds. I can see that I made it past the white line, but we might as well practice the upshot. That was the most unhealthy bid. Kept it close though. Oh, here we go. Uphill, probably 55 footer. Oh, you did me dirty, basket. I mean, it didn't really, it was a bad putt, but just go in. Why not? Dukin. 220 feet, just a stock hyzer shot. There's a bush right behind the tee pad though, so you guys are gonna be off to the angle. There is a creek and I see an OB line, but I mean, you really shouldn't go OB left on this hole. It's 220 feet, going with the A2, out wide, low, because we do have a right to left wind. A little long. I think I keep punching the mic when I throw. I don't know, hopefully you guys don't hear that. Okay, no, they do have that line. And it is kind of in play. I mean, it's right at circle's edge, and we do have that right to left wind. So I mean, if you leave something a little too high, you could skip over there. Thankfully, your boy played the wind pretty well. I've got just we're gonna do inline. A little tap in birdie putt. That was ugly, but my straddle would have probably missed. I cannot straddle the 15 to 20 footers. I don't know why. I think I do know why, but it's more mentally than it is for my actual reason. Here we go, baby. Let's start busting out the PDs. 272 feet, very uphill. Plays a lot farther than that. If it was 272 feet, I'd be going like envy. That is not the case. I'm gonna leave it very short. So PD, trying to spike it on. You don't wanna go long because the road OB left is close. It's gonna be a circle 2 putt. Dude, I'm hitting this mic for sure. Scared that I have audio issues, so I'm just gonna move it down here. Shout out to DJI for having a pretty strong magnet. Throwing 2 just to test and see if this stays on. I don't really trust this magnet. Freaking told you, dude. Hey, but we're parked. Where'd my magnet go? Oh no, found it. Back to the hat she goes. I was scared of the OB, but now that I think about it, I think I'm just gonna go right at the basket, because worst case, if I go out of bounds, you meter in, you gotta tap in for the par. So disregard the big hyzer statement is what I'm trying to say. Hole 12, 307. You can barely see the basket kind of popping its head up over the hill. Forehand out over the road is a play. I think I got a bogey twice last year trying that play. I mean, it's definitely there, but if you go just a little too long, you hit the woods long, then you take OB out like 40 feet in front of you. So I am gonna go down this gap, basically aiming right at that little yellow car with the pyro, have it hyzer at the end. Okay, that worked out good. I think I was pretty short though. I felt like I got a good rip on that, but I mean, I might be 40 short. Never mind, we're short, but not 40 short. Maybe like 30, 25, 24. Regardless, we're in the circle 4 birdie putt. Did it. What you guys just saw was what I did all last year. I know I'm speaking about the past a lot, but I would hit the gaps, I'd get me inside the circle, and then I would do that. But that all ends today. No more of that nonsense. 198 feet. This hole is tough. Again, not far, but it's sitting right on that hill to where if anything comes in on hyzer, it's just gonna roll into the water. Not fun. I would usually go A2 on this hole, which I still might, but I'm thinking more envy, hyzer kind of right at it, hit that hillside, have it skip up towards the basket. Ooh, not that. That's not bad. I don't know if the cart path plays OB. It has in the past, it hasn't in the past as well. Usually it's the road up there, but I would not be surprised if they make that cart path OB this weekend. That is the A2 shot. And then it does that. That was a perfect example. Sweet. I'm glad I got one of those out of the way. Envy's the play. Staying level-headed is going to be crucial this weekend because a lot of good shots will get punished and you cannot let that bother you. Coming in on a steep hyzer on this is kind of not really punishing you. I mean, that's what happens. But on some of those earlier holes, I mean, you can throw a great shot right up to the basket, but I mean, if you nick a rock, it's going to roll. Got to stay level-headed. Okay, downhill, 40-footer. We running it. I'd probably lay this up in the tournament, but this is not a tournament. This is just a video. That one snuck in. Hold up. Twice it's luck. I swear the first one wasn't luck. Oh, come here, baby. I'm sorry. I was just trying to show them an example. You were gross. Daddy will give you a bat, though. Okay, a 287 or 342. I'm thinking the latter, but we might as well find out. 342, which means we're redeeming ourselves with a PD. I'm going to throw right at that tree that's left of the road and either go just behind it or just in front of it. Okay, just in front of it, that's the play. Don't go long. It is such a beautiful freaking day today. 80 degrees. I'm wearing a sweater like a dummy. I haven't posted in a while. And by a while, I mean like 3 days, but that's kind of a long time for me. Just a lot of stuff going on with the future move, the future trip. Emily just got her wisdom teeth taken out, by the way. So this is Emily before her teeth get ripped out and after. Hey, Emily. How you feeling? Nice. Excited about our Europe trip? You look like it. You care if I swing by the middle school and get a quick 9 holes in? You need to pick up your prescription. Okay. And then after. So I've been taking care of her. She's good now. She's cheesing. She's walking around with a little ice pack. But yeah, I'm just happy to be making videos and playing some disc golf. Okay, I was about to be really mad. I thought I was out of bounds. It turns out it's just an extension cord. I was out here complimenting the TDs for putting in lines, but you don't need to do it on the asphalt, but we're all good. I will happily take my meter in though, 'cause I need every bit of this. Downhill headwind putt. Oh, he's rolling. Oh my gosh. Dummy, 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 dummy. Don't mind me, I'll be down here. Oh my gosh, and it's kind of a drop off. Oh, take my meter in because I really need it. And now we have a circle 2 putt. Oh my gosh, for a 4. Let's go. Who knew that an uphill 50-footer would be easier than a tap-in 20-footer? I made an oopsie. I forgot they added another hole out here because one of the holes got blown up by a tornado. So we're backtracking a little bit. We're on to hole 14. This one's uphill 170 feet off to the left. You can see the gap that I'm trying to go for though. What do you know? We're going with the Envy. Just hit the gap, get a putt. That looks pretty good. This is very uphill, and I threw that like it was 170 feet. I think I need to throw it more like 230, 240. I've got a 30-footer uphill. This might be the first ever backwards bounce back birdie on the channel. I just gotta hit this putt. I thought that was in. Oh, you bastard! That's 2 putts now that keep doing the little toilet bowl swirl around the basket. For whatever reason, I don't know what it is, but I cannot be inside the circle on this hole. I always pull it right. Yeah, I always pull it right on this hole. I'm not sure what that's all about, but of course we're going Envy downhill 308. I don't think that creek is playing out of bounds. Okay, that's a lot better. And it's in the circle's edge. I really need to read the caddy book. I have no idea what's in or out of bounds. I'm just going based off of how they did it in years past. I feel like if this creek was out of bounds, we'd see some more of those white lines, but we don't. This cart path never really plays out of bounds either. It's mainly just the playgrounds, and then there's like a road 200 feet past the basket. And if you go up there, you were crazy. We did manage to make it inside the circle this time though. 25 feet downhill. There's one for the round. I'm telling you, I don't know what it is about these DGA baskets, but they get me. I'm always due for one around, but we gotta stay cool, calm, collected, you know? All right, so this is one of the other hardest holes to get a birdie on. 344 feet. You can go straight down that gap or right. It's a lot lower of a ceiling, but you can kind of play the hyzer. I think I'm gonna go right at it. That way I can kind of keep it low, put on some hyzer. It will flip up a little bit. It's just, can I keep it low enough underneath that ceiling? I needed to get, I mean, it was low. So that's good. Yeah, I definitely think going up the gap is the play. I'm just having a problem with like speed control today. Like I'm hitting the lines, but I'm either going way too long, way too short. This one is very short. Okay, that was ugly. I slipped in the mud though. Run it back. I think my odds are better with a standstill shot. See? Here we go, baby. Busting out the forehands, 374 feet. Although it's downhill, it doesn't really play like that. I think it's more right at that 350 mark. Parking lot's out of bounds. This creek right is out of bounds as well. So kind of a tight little landing green up there. Oh, that's super short. I'm out of bounds. Thankfully, I got some distance before going out of bounds. I get to meter in and be inside C1. I mean, the corner's up here. I'll take it right here to save our par. Bogey. That's 3 bogeys. No bueno. Don't you worry, the video's not over yet. We've got some bonus holes. 243 feet. Thankfully, somebody's grandma donated this rug for the tee pad, so shout out to them. This is another straight shot. What did I say, 243? So yeah, just hitting this Envy a little left of the basket, trying to get it to slowly drift to the right. I blame grandma's carpet. I'm thinking right at it, but there is a hyzer play. It brings that OB playground into play, but if you go A2, I think I should be fine. Yeah, I like that shot a lot better. I'm not going right at it. Well, we might as well use this as an opportunity to work on our standstill approach shots. All right, still needs working on. We are lined up. I'm right here in a ditch. C2, in between the trees. We missed it. Let the record show, scratch that again. The straight gap is the play. There are a lot of little guardian trees by this basket, and that OB is close, and there's just no sense in risking it. So Envy down the middle, gotta hit my gap. Playing some disc golf, making some videos, you know.
What's your channel?
You about to subscribe? You're about to be a real one?
Yeah, I can do it.
Hey, do you play disc golf?
I do not. I played disc golf one time and busted my ass.
Really?
Yeah, this isn't for me.
No, I mean, that'll do it, I guess. Thank you, man. What's your name?
Joseph.
Joseph. Nice to meet you, man. Thank you. All right, thanks, man.
You have a good day.
You too. Joseph is a real one. I could not find this tee pad, by the way, but thankfully the cigarette smoke coming off of grandma's carpet made it easy to find. 430 feet downhill, can't see the basket, but you can see the base of that trunk, and the basket's like 30 feet behind it. So huge forehand, prototype. I've never played this hole before, this is new. Hold on, we got a choppa coming by. I want a motorcycle so bad. All right, here we go, 430 feet downhill, forehand, prototype DD3. Does it have the distance? No. Oh, and it's an air ball. Okay, hole C, 262. I have no idea how many extra holes we're playing right now. We're kind of all on this one together. Basket's on a mound and death all around it. Like, it looks like they just purposely built the mound for this hole. Envy? Question mark? Yeah, I'm going Envy. I'm gonna put this on some anhyzer though, kind of throw it high. The wind's gonna keep it straight and kind of smack it down. At least that's the plan. We will find out here shortly. Slam them down. Or the tree. Okay, so not that bad actually. I mean, if you go long, there's OB. I thought the mound was a little bit more crazy past the basket, but we've got a putt. 20 footer, we've been missing C1 putts. We stopped the streak here, put this little baddie on some anhyzer. That's the round. Now we'll check in with Tournament Nate and see how things are going. All right, so we're 8 down, tied for 6th place, 3 strokes off the lead. Tee shots were great. It was the C1s. I had 3 20-footers that I kept hitting the cage. I had a problem getting my putts up today. It is what it is. I got aggressive on that one island hole. Tried to run my 40-footer. That one went over the cage. It also went over the basket, OB. But I hit like the 35-foot comebacker, so that's good. If I can just throw the same shots that I was throwing round 1 and then just hitting the putts, I'm top 3 for sure. So we'll see. All right, unfortunately, the second round did not go according to plan. I shot 5 down. However, that is kind of okay in the grand scheme of things because I was 2 over through like 8 or 9, so I was able to fight back and get some birdies, but I started off so bad. 2 birdie putts that turned into bogeys. Every putt that I missed involved the cage. I had 1 hit the band on those little ghetto DGA baskets, but however, I had no spit outs and I had 1 roll away. I mean, like, if it stuck, I'd have had a 30-footer, it rolled the 45-footer, but very frustrating. It was very frustrating trying to stay composed. I couldn't help but think, like, I mean, 8 putts. I was like, man, 8 strokes that I'm missing out on because I keep hitting the cage. It was very frustrating, but we got cash. We got 4th place, a huge tie for 4th place, actually. Shout out to Brandon Grice. He got 4th place. Let's go, Brandon. But yeah, got to work a lot on the putting green. I've got some new discs that I'm trying out that you'll see this week. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see y'all tomorrow.